Hey there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Good morning, crypto friends. How are we doing out there? Today is day of the Doge. We'll get to Doge chart here in just a little bit. They're up, trailing down now to 59%, so still up about 5,000 for the year for Doge. Let's have a look at BTC USD. Holding to support level down there at the 60,038, and gonna have your resistance way up here. Get the 4-hour back. See a little bit more clearly. Climb back through. We got to get through these moving averages. So still looking at resistance at the 61,276.18 for BTC USD. Let's look at Ethereum ETH USD. Ethereum down 5% this morning. We have support 2330.07 and resistance up there coming back through. Going to be right there to 2409.28. We are out of the overbought situation on the 4-hour, which was some reason to believe we would have fell back for retest some of this support. So still looking good for Ethereum. Still see that all-time high up there. We'll get up there and revisit that pretty soon. Let's move on to BNB, Binance Coin. Still consolidating there. Support 516.927 and resistance 559.540 for BNB USD. And moving on to Cardano, ADA USD. Support 1.348, resistance 1.4979, so roughly that $1.50 psychological. Trying to get through that. Moving on to DOT, PolkaDot. DOT coming down to test that support level at the 40.81 and resistance up there at the 41.81. PolkaDot, lots of volume on this name, so keep an eye out for that. Moving on to Doge. Doge is the shining star for the day, up to an all-time high of 0.3298. Give it a little back as we're still in the overbought here on the 4-hour. I imagine we are on the daily as well. We'll have a look at that real quick. Yeah, big time overbought on the daily time frame. So just keep an eye out for that, as we may need to lay down some support. I don't know if you were like me, waking up this morning with all kind of stop loss triggering noises being made. Moving on to LTC, Litecoin. Litecoin 270.42 is your support and 288.41 resistance, all-time high up there to 297. Let's look at Chainlink. Chainlink looking for a bounce. We're going to have support down at the 39.39 and resistance climbing back through these previous highs. First is going to be right there at the 41.986. Having a look over at XLM USD Stellar. Stellar, we have support at the 0.5937 and resistance up at the 0.650 for Stellar. Vechain. Vechain took us for a ride there for a while, so we got all the way up there to the all-time high, 0.1895. Now we're looking at support to hold at the 0.1682, and your resistance level is going to be 0.1847 for VET. And the Vechain token, VTHO USD, did manage to get up in the set all-time new high, but we've got to hold that support at the 0.0180 and resistance at the 0.0189. We'll have a look at FIL USD. FIL still green for the day. Up 6.72%. We have support down there on these moving averages. 174.311, right on the low. Look at that candle, and resistance, we'll split that candle in half, because I imagine it's going to be right there. There's your first level of resistance. We are going to see right there at the 186.346. Moving on to Storj, STORJ USD. Resistance up at the 2.42 and support down at the 2.218. Let's have a look at IOTA, Internet of Things. All-time high at the 2.411. And we have support at the 2.216 and resistance right there at that 2.331. Our moving averages are all in good shape. We have the 12, 26, and 100 day in the right orientation for IOTA. Moving on to comp, COMP USD. Comp still in the overbought territory of the RSI. And got up to resistance at the 613. Is that a new all-time high? That's what it shows, I believe. And so support 561.228. Resistance is going to be right there at this previous high. 596.754. We'll have a look at BAT, Basic Attention Coin. Excuse me. So BAT USD, we have support down to 1.4374 and resistance on that $1.50 psychological. Trying to pull back through these moving averages on their bounce. Having a look at ETC USD, Ethereum. All the Ethereum names ran on the Berlin news. So support on the 28.767. Resistance up at the 31.544. And an all-time high sitting up there nice and pretty at the 36.772. We'll have a look at NEM, XEM USD. Support. Looks like we may hold this level right here, so we'll bring that one up and be optimistic. Look for that to support to hold at the 0.4100 and resistance going to be at the 0.416 for NEM. Moving on to MANA, MANA USDC. Got your support at the 1.140, resistance at 1.248 for MANA. As we try to rinse and repeat, we'll fix this for the crypto happy hour. We'll reset these names because most everything triggered out. So having a look at ZIL USD, we have support at the 0.1975, resistance at the 0.2058. For ZIL, having a look at NU USD. We have support down there at the 0.5563 and resistance at the 0.697. And moving on to NMR. Pretty much engulfing candles here, sideways action. 72.05 and resistance at the 75.98. We are on top of these moving averages, so let's watch out for there. Almost done here, folks. Hang in there. We'll have a look at GRT, the graph token. GRT holding support at the 1.95. We have the resistance up at the 2.185. And look at Uniswap, UNI, USD. We do have support setting on the 35.805 and resistance 36.462 for Uni. AAVE USD. Setting up for head and shoulders. We have the left shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder is forming as we speak. So we'll be watching that. I have support at the 421.96 and resistance at the 439.50 for AAVE. Going on to marker MKR USD, support 3230.71, resistance 4078.03, which would be our all-time high for MKR USD. Have a look at audio. I would make a pun, not much volume in audio, but I don't think it's too early for you there. But anywho's, we have support down at the 2.420 and 2.619 resistance for audio. Look at some more of these NFTs, CHZ, USD. We have support. I just got that off the 1 hour, I do remember. That is correct. You can see touch right on that 12-day moving average. So it's looking for support to hold there at the 0.594, and you got resistance all the way up above you. And this particular name's been all the way up to $1 at one, right to $1. So we're not near an all-time high. So there will be more resistance on the climb through, but lots of wiggle room at the moment. Having a look at Theta, THETA USD, blasting off right in front of our faces here. So we blew through that resistance level as we are heading to, we'll have to switch over to the daily time frame and see where there we go. There's our all-time high up there. And let's see, not much resistance once we get above there. And back to the 4 hour or so. Looking at here, we have support, the 12.30, and resistance way up at the 14.79 for Theta. ENJBUSD. Get that stop loss just below that 100-day moving average, I should say. Support down here at the 2.90 and resistance up at the 3.271. Wrapping up here with Harmony 1, ONE USD. We have support to hold at the 0.1404. Lots of things to resist on the way back through. So roughly 0.1494 for Harmony 1. We'll take a quick peek at Bitcoin dominance. I imagine it is trimmed off a little bit. Yes, it has. So we're down to 53.32%, which is pretty low for Bitcoin. As folks, it is, all their pennies are in BTC, I should say, in the altcoin space. And we can confirm that by looking at the total crypto market cap. Crypto market cap. Didn't mean to say that. 2,134 billion. So it did trim off a little bit as we got up to that apex there. Well, folks, hang in there. Hope you have a great day. Today is Friday. Lots of things to be happy about. Trade safely, and we'll see you tonight at the Crypto Happy Hour.